You've been lied to about longevity, not by your doctor, not by the FDA, but by an entire industry that profits from your confusion about what actually keeps you alive and thriving past 100 years old. And here's what makes me absolutely furious as a pharmacist who's studied functional medicine for over 2 decades. We have the data. We have populations of people living to 100 with their minds intact, their bodies functional, their spirits vibrant, and yet the standard American diet is literally the opposite of what these people eat. So today, I'm breaking down the blue zones, the 5 regions on Earth where people consistently live past 100. And more importantly, I'm showing you the root cause of why their diet works while ours fails. And you need to watch this full video because the solution isn't another superfood powder. It's understanding the biological mechanisms that their traditional diets activate, mechanisms that Western medicine completely ignores. Let's start with what the blue zones actually are. Okinawa in Japan, Sardinia in Italy, Icaria in Greece, Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica, and Loma Linda in California. These aren't just places where people live longer. They're natural laboratories where we can observe what happens when human biology aligns with ancestral eating patterns. And here's the first truth that will shock you. These populations eat carbs, lots of them. Sweet potatoes in Okinawa, sourdough bread in Sardinia, beans and corn in Nicoya. But here's what makes me want to flip a table when I hear the carnivore community or keto zealots dismiss this data. The type of carbohydrate matters more than the amount, because what you're not seeing in blue zones is processed flour, refined sugar, or high fructose corn syrup. What you are seeing is whole food carbohydrates with their fiber matrix intact, their micronutrient density preserved, and their glycemic impact moderated by the way they're prepared. Let me explain the root cause mechanism here. When you eat a sweet potato grown in mineral-rich soil, prepared simply, eaten with its skin, you're not just getting glucose, you're getting resistant starch that feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, polyphenols that reduce inflammation, and fiber that slows glucose absorption. This creates what we call metabolic flexibility, the ability of your cells to efficiently switch between burning glucose and fat for fuel. And this is what's broken in modern Western populations. We've lost metabolic flexibility because we're constantly spiking insulin with refined carbohydrates, never giving our bodies a chance to tap into fat burning, never feeding our microbiome the diversity it needs. Now let's talk about protein, because this is where it gets controversial. Blue zone populations eat less protein than you think, and when they do, it's primarily plant-based. Okinawans traditionally got about 10% of their calories from protein, mostly from tofu and small amounts of fish. Sardinians eat pecorino cheese from grass-fed sheep, but meat is a Sunday luxury, not a daily staple. And before you panic thinking I'm telling you to go vegan, hold on. Because the root cause inside here isn't about eliminating animal products, it's about understanding mTOR, mammalian target of rapamycin, the cellular pathway that regulates growth and aging. When you constantly stimulate mTOR with high protein intake, especially from morning to night, you're essentially telling your cells to grow instead of repair. And repair, specifically a process called autophagy, is how your body cleans out damaged proteins, recycles cellular debris, and prevents the accumulation of dysfunction that we call aging. Blue zone populations naturally cycle between periods of adequate protein and periods of lower protein intake, allowing autophagy to do its job. This is why intermittent fasting and time-restricted eating have become so popular. They're attempting to recreate this ancestral pattern. But here's what nobody tells you. You don't need to fast for 24 hours if you're eating the blue zone way, because their traditional eating pattern already creates metabolic benefits. By the way, if you are tired of being told to just eat less and move more when you know longevity is more complex than calories, hit that subscribe button. We are building a community that demands real answers about how to optimize health span, not just lifespan. And I want you to be part of it. Now let's address the elephant in the room. Fats. Blue zones consume moderate fat, but the source is critical. Olive oil in the Mediterranean zones, nuts and seeds across all regions, and minimal processed seed oils. Because here's the root cause mechanism you need to understand about fats and longevity. Your cell membranes are made of fatty acids, and the type of fat you eat literally determines how flexible or rigid those membranes become. When you consume high amounts of omega-6 fatty acids from seed oils, especially when they're heated and oxidized, you're incorporating damaged fats into your cellular structure. This creates what we call lipid peroxidation, a cascade of free radical damage that accelerates aging at the cellular level. But when you consume omega-3 rich foods like small fish or monounsaturated fats like olive oil, you're building cell membranes that are fluid, responsive, and resistant to oxidative stress. And this is why the Mediterranean pattern shows such profound cardiovascular protection. It's not just the olive oil, it's the olive oil in the context of low processed food intake, high polyphenol vegetables, and minimal sugar. Now here's where Western medicine gets it catastrophically wrong. We've tried to extract single nutrients from blue zone diets and turn them into supplements. Resveratrol from red wine, omega-3s from fish oil, antioxidants in pill form, and while these can have benefits, they miss the synergy. Because when an Okinawan elder eats Goya, bitter melon, they're not just getting vitamin C. They're getting a complex matrix of phytonutrients that work together to modulate blood sugar, support liver detoxification, and provide prebiotic fiber. This is what we call food synergy, and it's the root cause of why whole food diets outperform reductionist supplementation. Your body didn't evolve to recognize isolated compounds. It evolved to recognize food. Let me give you the most important insight about blue zone eating. It's not what they eat, it's what they don't eat. No ultra-processed foods, no artificial sweeteners, no emulsifiers destroying their gut lining, no late-night snacking that disrupts circadian rhythm, no eating in front of screens that dysregulate satiety signals. Because here's the root cause truth about modern disease. It's not a deficiency of medication, it's an excess of insults. Too many inflammatory seed oils, too many gut-disrupting additives, too many endocrine-disrupting plastics in our food supply. Blue zone populations never had to consciously avoid these things. They simply didn't exist in their food culture. But you do. And this is why even if you eat perfectly, if you're consuming processed foods with ingredients you can't pronounce, you're undermining everything. Now let's talk about something that goes beyond nutrients, meal timing. Blue zone populations typically eat their largest meal at midday and a light dinner in the early evening. The Okinawan saying hara hachibu means eat until you're 80% full. This isn't just cultural wisdom, it's a biological strategy that prevents overeating and supports metabolic health. Because when you eat your largest meal at night, right before your body is trying to enter a fasted state during sleep, you're disrupting the natural rhythm of insulin sensitivity. Your body is most insulin sensitive in the morning and afternoon, which means you handle carbohydrates better earlier in the day. By eating a heavy dinner, especially one high in carbohydrates, you're forcing your pancreas to produce insulin when your cells are naturally becoming more resistant. This is the root cause of why shift workers have higher rates of metabolic disease, circadian misalignment, and it's why simply timing your meals can have profound effects even if you don't change what you eat. Here's something else that shocks people about blue zones. They drink alcohol regularly, but in a very specific pattern, small amounts. Usually wine, consumed with meals, in a social context, not binge drinking on weekends, not drinking alone to numb stress, but moderate consumption as part of a meal. And the research suggests that this pattern may actually support cardiovascular health through polyphenols in wine and the stress-reducing effects of social connection. But let's be clear, If you have a history of alcohol abuse or fatty liver disease, this does not apply to you. The point is, Blue Zone longevity isn't about restriction and suffering. It's about alignment with how your body was designed to function. And here's the final piece that brings this all together. Blue Zone populations don't eat alone. Meals are social events, multi-generational gatherings, moments of connection and gratitude. And this matters more than you think, because chronic stress and loneliness are independent risk factors for early death, comparable to smoking. When you eat in a stressed state, your body is in sympathetic dominance, fight or flight mode, which impairs digestion, reduces stomach acid, and promotes gut permeability. But when you eat in a parasympathetic state, rest and digest, surrounded by loved ones, your body can actually absorb the nutrients you're consuming. This is the root cause of why the same meal can have different metabolic effects depending on your nervous system state. So here's what I want you to take away from this. Longevity isn't about finding the perfect superfood or the most expensive supplement. It's about creating an environment, both internal and external, where your body can do what it's designed to do: repair, regenerate, and resist disease. If this resonates with you, don't guess with your health. Click the link below to book a discovery call with my team, where we can create a personalized protocol based on your unique biochemistry. Or watch this video next, where I break down exactly 7 health foods that are actually destroying your microbiome. Because here's what I know after 2 decades in functional medicine. The standard American diet isn't just suboptimal. It's a root cause, or it's a driver of chronic disease, but you have the power to choose differently. And when you do, your body will respond in ways that seem miraculous, but are actually just biology working the way it was meant to. I'm Dr. John Kim, and I'll see you in the next video.